the upper portion of the background. The only thing I did differently here is adding a darker shade in this corner portion with the help of a tissue paper. All you need to do is grab a tissue paper and fold it like this to make a hard and round tip. Then you have to dip this tissue paper into the graphite powder and use the tip as a brush to add the darker shade. You can also repeat the same process for this portion above the eyelid. Now I'm going to grab this 9B pencil and darken the shade around this outline to merge it with the background. Okay, moving on to this lower portion, and the overall process is same as I did for the upper portion. I added the larger shade with a brush and then I used a tissue paper to add the darker shades. And again, you can find the real-time tutorial on my Patreon profile. Link is in the description. Okay, so it's time to add the texture in the background, and I'm gonna grab this Tombow Mono 0 razor with this roundish tip and add this type of small wavy texture lines in the area. And I'm gonna add the same texture in this whole portion, just above the eyelid. Okay, now I'm going to sharpen the tip of a razor to this chisel point and add these type of small and sharp texture lines in this portion along this eyelid outline. Because this specific portion is in focus in the reference image, so the texture and hair in this specific area looks sharp. And you can also use a dry brush to fade some of the texture lines as desired. Okay, now for this right side, you have to add a little bit roundish texture. So I'm going to use this round tip mono razor to tap on the shade, and this will pick up some of the graphite. And it will leave you with this type of roundish dots. Just like this. Okay, so it's time to add the eyelashes, and I'm gonna grab this 3B pencil first to add these basic outlines for the eyelashes, just to stay on the safe side because we can't erase the darker lines in case of a mistake. Notice that the direction and starting shape of the lines varies as you move towards the right side, so make sure you don't add the straight lines all the way through. So now I'm going to grab this 9B pencil and darken these rough outlines. And use the same 9B pencil to add this darker shade in the starting portion of the eyelashes. And blend the shades with a dry brush. And we are done with the upper eyelashes. Now moving on to this lower portion. So first of all, I'm going to grab this B pencil and add these dark texture lines in this portion. Now I'm going to add the texture and highlights using a Mono 0 razor. I'm going to use the same chisel point razor to add these sharp white lines in this portion, along these dark lines. And I'm also going to fill this remaining portion with these white dots and small lines. Now take this 9B pencil and add these parallel texture lines in this darker area below the eyelid. Okay, now grab your 3B pencil and add these basic outlines for the lower eyelid. Notice that the hair in this left portion is smaller than the right portion. Now I'm going to darken the eyelashes with the 9B pencil. So we are done with the shading process of the eye drawing, and it's time to add the final highlights. So first of all, I'm going to grab this Mono 0 razor and add this light and dull highlight in this area. Don't make it too white or else it will look odd. And you can also use the chisel point tip to add this little white hair if you want. Okay, now I'm going to grab this white gel roll pen and add these sharp white highlights. By the way, you can use a whitener aka correction pen for this purpose. Just add these small dots here along with this white line in the upper portion of the eyes. Okay, now I'm going to use this B pencil to add a light and rough outline for the highlights, and then I'm going to fill the outline with gel roll pen. And I'm going to repeat the same process for this second highlight. Okay, so I'm going to use this F grade pencil to shade the reflection of the eyelashes. You can use any other lighter grade pencil like B or HB if you don't have this F or H pencil. All you have to do is lightly shade the reflections in the highlight and make sure you don't press it too hard or else you will scrape off the pigment. Repeat the same process for this one. And we also have these two teeny tiny highlights in this area. And the last one is a little bit different than the others. You have to add these circular highlights in this lower portion of the eyes. Just like this. And also add some darker shade above these highlights to make them look more prominent. Just a little bit. And in the end, you can also add these small dots in the darker portion to make it look more realistic and shiny. And you can blend the excess whites with a dry brush. And here you go, your hyper realistic eye drawing is ready. And this masking tape worked perfectly in this case. This sharp and crispy white border really looks amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please consider supporting me on Patreon for some exclusive Patreon-only tutorials, real-time tutorials.